Hello, this is a message from me. Um, Many of you may know me as different things, or you may not know me at all, and this video has randomly come up on your recommended. If you don't know, recently I've deleted a bunch of videos off my channel, and the reason for that, there's many reasons that I won't get into in this video. But one of the videos that I deleted off the channel, or many videos that I deleted off the channel, if you don't know, my channel originally started playing Fortnite. And only because Fortnite has more of a mass appeal for me playing the game, explaining updates and talking about it. But my true passion and my true favourite game in the whole world, or games plural, is Fallout. And today I'm here to talk to you about my opinions on the Fallout TV show. My opinion is the Fallout TV show was fantastic. It was really, really good. It obviously broke a lot of canon and broke a lot of people's opinion, and sort of gave people I'd say it's more like recently, if you don't know or have a bit following, Minecraft talked about Minecraft Legends. Now Minecraft is a sandbox game. It has loose story. There is a story there. There is things for you to connect dots and find different things that maybe, oh yeah, this might be right, or this might be the story. And they explain that in their games, in their spin-off games, the Minecraft Dungeons and Minecraft Legends, are not lore accurate. They're not 100% correct. And I personally would love if the Fallout TV show is canon. I really like the storyline that they've managed to go down. And people are saying, oh, it's swept New Vegas under the rug. It's swept the NCR, one of the most powerful factions in the whole game, away. But I personally think that that's a great ending for them. They started from the bottom and they end up exactly where they were in the beginning, which shows, the series' true message. War never really does change. And I think that, you experience the NCR in Fallout 1, not really Fallout, kind of Fallout 1, we'll say Fallout 1. Fallout 1 in the form of Shady Sands and Aradesh and Tandy, their war against the wasteland itself. Fallout 2, you see their fight against the Great Khans and many, many other tribes that are fighting against them. And Fallout New Vegas, you see them fighting against Caesar Legion. And also, obviously, House and many other threats, such as Fiends and many other threats in Fallout New Vegas. They, canonically, would make sense if they lost. Because they, in the Battle of Hoover Dam, the first one, were fine. And through many quests in Fallout New Vegas, you find out that the NCR are in fact doomed without, prior, intervention from an exterior force, such as the courier or the main character. And, a lot of these things kind of guide you in the path that the NCR were doomed to fail. So was House. House was in a really weird position where it's like, you could have, it's not really realistic there's no really real world examples, you can draw narratives as to House winning. But, there's many different situations that people are, you could have played through, and any of those situations could have been canon. But I don't think the Fallout series is going to go down the road that the people in those games that you play as were an actual person in the games. In Fallout, in the actual games, they do sometimes mention, I think specifically in Fallout 2, and kind of in Fallout New Vegas, they kind of mention the main character as being like some sort of like hero or something, or mentioning a hero. But I don't think the characters are canon, because I think that they're sort of a way for you to be like, oh, this is how I interact with the world. This is how I portray what I want onto the world by putting me in the game. I don't necessarily think that the Shady Sands being destroyed or the NCR being gone is canon. I honestly wouldn't mind. I love the NCR. I think it's a great ending for them, making their final stands, separately rather than a main force. Maybe we may even see the reorganization of the NCR for then maybe their presence to be there in a future game, such as Fallout 5. This is obviously hopeful thinking. I absolutely love the NCR as a faction. I really hold them near and dear to my heart. The next thing I'd like to talk about is House. Now, Mr. House is present in the Fallout series. Spoilers if you got to this point and didn't realize there were spoilers in this video. House is present in the Fallout series in very limited quantities and sort of more towards the end. The character makes sense. It makes sense that this character is in the game. Not in the game, in the series. And I think that the next season, despite what everyone's saying and the connotations that they've sort of said, New Vegas is destroyed, maybe House is still alive. Maybe, all that stuff you saw at the end, I obviously can't show it because the footage isn't fully released and I can't really show stuff like that. We're probably getting my video taken down. But they show a sort of slow pan out of Vegas, which obviously confirms that the next season will be set in Vegas. I don't think House is dead. I think House is alive. Otherwise, they wouldn't have bothered to go to Vegas at all. Maybe they just went there to be like, oh, look, this is New Vegas. This is what happened here, blah, blah, blah. And no one owns it. I can't see him doing that. I can see him, saying that House, they wouldn't have introduced him as a character, and actually got an actor to play him if they weren't going to introduce him and, talk about him later. I can't see him really introducing this character, from the games that many people love, and then being like, oh, by the way, he's fucking dead. Like, there's nothing we can do with him because he's gone. Then what is the canon ending? Does Vegas just collapse? I think another thing that I want to talk about is how Shady Sands was destroyed in the first place. Shady Sands was destroyed by a nuclear bomb. They explain that in the show. It's very obviously, it is mentioned multiple times that Shady Sands is destroyed by a nuclear bomb. Now, number two, how is Shady Sands destroyed by a bomb? Where did that bomb come from? Why did this random guy that used to work for Vault-Tec, the main character's dad, I can't remember her name, Lucy, why did her dad have access to a nuclear bomb? He's not in the government. He would have no access to a nuclear bomb. And that's where I say Fallout 76 comes into play. I think the Vault-Tec dropping the bombs is canon, and there are multiple reasons why. In Fallout 76, the whole story in the beginning of that game, I haven't played Fallout 76 in a long time, but the whole thing that you're trying to do is access these nuclear bombs and use them to destroy other people. That is the whole thing of Vault-Tec. They want to come out of the vaults and rebuild the world in their image, which is obviously what they mentioned in the end episodes of Fallout in the Fallout series. In Fallout 76, the whole story was that, Reclamation Day 2177, that all the people would come out the vaults, and then Vault 76, all the brightest people would go and find the bombs and take control of them, or launch them, whatever they wanted to do. Now, obviously that went wrong in the story of Fallout. They all used them against each other, in the games at least. But maybe Vault-Tec had access to more nuclear silos. They knew where more nuclear silos were, and they wanted to gain further access to this, these nuclear bombs. This could have been done a long time ago. Shady Sands, was a bit obviously shown in the story, and is also mentioned in multiple games such as Fallout 2 and Fallout New Vegas. The Shady Sands is a bustling settlement, a huge settlement, something we've never seen. We've never seen this settlement, which I think sucks. One of the biggest settlements they've ever mentioned in the game, and they never really show it. They never really show big settlements. Once they're like, oh yeah, this has been established, move away. I really don't like that about Fallout, where it's like, there's a lot of memes where like Fallout 3 is like a horrible desolate wasteland, and then Fallout New Vegas, which is set just a few years after, is this pristine, amazing place that New Vegas is in a really good shape compared to the rest of the world, the rest of the world we've seen, and every Fallout game is sort of on the sort of dipping point, and then just before a huge explosion in technology. And a theory I have is that the Fallout TV show is sort of going through the story and the game's locations. Now, Fallout 1 and 2 was Season 1. Season 1 was really, really long. Obviously, nearly 9 hours of footage I had to go through. Obviously, I watched the entire thing in less than 2 days because I absolutely fucking loved it. I've been waiting for this for a really long time. I've been a massive fan of Fallout for years in my life. And ever since my 11th birthday, which I'm now 18, but I have played Fallout New Vegas before that. It was my first Fallout game that I actually owned, other than playing on my brother's Fallout New Vegas copy on the Xbox 360. I actually understood Fallout, and I actually managed to play through all of Fallout 3, and I really enjoyed it. My theory is that the Fallout Season 1 is set in California, which obviously it is. It is set in sort of the Los Angeles area, which is sort of Fallout 1 and 2. They show those things in the game. Then it'll be Fallout New Vegas, right? So the next season will focus mainly on Vegas, maybe Big Mountain, maybe some sort of stuff from the game of Fallout New Vegas or the DLC, maybe some mentions of other things as well. I have no idea. The next season may take place in a different location. I think Fallout Season 3 will be set in maybe Capital Wasteland, the Washington DC area for some reason. I don't know why they would do that. So maybe something to do with the Brotherhood, and then maybe they might focus on the Commonwealth. Now, I would like to say something. I think the Fallout 4's canon ending is the Minutemen ending, because it is the most logical decision. That your character sort of joins up with people and it's like, their military background. It sort of makes sense that you sort of go into the Minutemen and sort of work with them. You have no ties to the Institute other than your son. I don't see that being a canon ending. I see the Institute being destroyed as a canon ending. But I also see something else as being canon, which may be explained in the future if they ever do touch on the Commonwealth or the Minutemen, that maybe the Minutemen were also destroyed by Vault-Tec. Now, it makes sense that the NCR got really big, they got really powerful. Vault-Tec saw them as a threat to their prophecy sort of thing, and then they nuked them as well. Maybe that is something that we will see in the future. The same as Fallout 76, with all the factions there that were sort of trying to build a society, nuked again. All these different things they're trying to do, maybe is trying to explain why in a Fallout game we never return to these locations. There's no reason to. Because as soon as something starts, as soon as the player comes in or the world changes and something looks, there's hope, Vault-Tec just comes in to beat it back into the ground, just the same as they did with Shady Sands. I think that's what they might be trying to explain. A lot of people have said, like, why don't we have a Fallout games, set in the sort of same location, or like chapters where like you have like the main game, which is like you play through, you build up your faction, whatever, and then that you used to get to see that city sort of thing grow. And many people said, like you don't want to like a Fallout game eventually will just be, like GTA or something. You're just completing quests in an actual, society. It doesn't really make any sense for the Fallout series. They sort of touched on that in Fallout New Vegas. A lot of that was taking place in metropolitan areas, actual built-up areas, sort of about actual characters. But as soon as things like that start happening, in comes Vault-Tec to beat them back down into the ground, which maybe would have happened to the Minutemen. Maybe it's happened to the Brotherhood, which is why they are constantly separated everywhere. Every time something looks like it's getting better, something gets bombed and they get destroyed. Which is why, obviously, in the TV show, you actually see the Brotherhood at a really bad location. In Fallout 3, Fallout 4, and Fallout 76, even in Fallout 76, the Brotherhood and Fallout New Vegas, the Brotherhood has its own sort of state, sort of thing, in the New California Republic called Maxon, or their own city or massive settlement. That in Fallout 3, they even mentioned that the Capital Wasteland is a society. They're a huge society. Obviously, Fallout 4 only takes to take place a few years after Fallout 3, and obviously then Maxon becomes elder and moves over to the thing. Obviously, that's not a long time. I think he was about 10 in Fallout 3. You see it when you see him. Does it explain that the reason why, the Brotherhood has moved, and then eventually the Brotherhood isn't a huge force in the Fallout TV show, which takes place 9 years after the events of Fallout 4, is actually destroyed. The Brotherhood is gone. The Brotherhood on the East Coast, at least, most of it is gone. Elder Maxon is dead, obviously, from the events of Fallout 4, or maybe some other means. There's a lot of things that I think should be explained in the show. I think the Fallout TV show should be canon. I think they should work heavily with the writers of Fallout. I think they should work heavily with, Todd Howard and a lot of these other people. And obviously Microsoft, because they now own ZeniMax. I think they've owned it now for 3 years. They should be working towards filling in missing gaps. People will see that as a positive. Some people will sit there, as they still are, even though they haven't really done much. They've left a lot of doors open and mentioned things like the NCR being destroyed and things like that. They show New Vegas. They show the vertibirds with the NCR logo. They maybe even show more Fallout. The NCR is still out there, just not in Shady Sands. We even see remnants of the NCR at the observatory in the final episode. It may be present that the NCR is still out there. Will we see the Legion? Probably not. I don't think we will see the Legion. I think they're too much of a big faction to sort of deal with their connotations now that they own most of the most of the of the part that is west of what no the east of what is the NCR territory, and it's shown to even be bigger than the NCR. I don't think the Fallout TV show should touch on the Legion at all. I think maybe they should mention them and mention that as soon as Caesar died or was killed or whatever, they just disbanded and they got they eventually just got stamped out, which is what eventually happens, or what is explained to happen in Fallout New Vegas. As soon as Caesar is dead, there's not much holding them together. So maybe once the NCR is destroyed, what they actually say in Fallout is they cut the head off of the bear. I think was what Ulysses said in the Fallout Lonesome Road DLC for Fallout New Vegas. There's a lot of things in the series that I really want to see. I really want to see a return to a huge NCR force. I want to see sort of like another an NCR sort of like more involvement. I want to see House alive. I want to see how they sort of do that, because I would love to see a House. I would love to see maybe even Benny. They bring back Benny. I doubt they do that though, because I reckon if they were going to do that, they'd probably get Matthew Perry to do it. Unfortunately, he has passed away recently. So maybe they could get someone else to do it. I'm not sure. I think a lot of people would be upset about that. But I want to see an alive, House. I want to see a functioning NCR. I want to see these characters from the games be moved into, the spotlight. I want to see this stuff happen. I want to see, maybe some companions from Fallout New Vegas return. Maybe they get the guy who voiced Arcade Gannon, which is an actual actor, to be in, the new the Fallout TV show. I think I would love to see some things like that. Even if they said, oh, by the way, this is not canon, but show me the fucking characters. Show me how you adapt these things to being on the big screen. I want to see these things. I want other people to see these untold stories. A lot of people are, I've seen a lot of articles recently come out, especially after the release of the Fallout TV show, saying that a lot of people, that haven't played Fallout ever, are starting listening to the lore and are being interested, and them even being coerced into playing the games. Which leads me on to my second point. The games. Unfortunately, the TV show leaves a lot, for me at least, to be desired, and I know a lot of other people as well. The most recent Fallout game that, is sort of like there to play is Fallout 76. I personally don't enjoy Fallout 76. There is nothing in that game that I personally see as a Fallout game, a Fallout-esque game, a single player story-based adventure. I don't see that in Fallout 76. So my next best option is Fallout 4. I have played Fallout 4 to death. I have over 9,000 hours on Xbox and PC combined, and I have way too many hours in the game. I have played too much. I've played everything that can possibly be there, which is why I was hoping that the Fallout next gen update was going to bring some more content into the game, as in an actual fully based DLC. I thought they were going to bring in like a Nuka World sized DLC into the game, where you get to explore maybe a new area, a new thing. I don't know. I think that the Fallout TV show just leaves a lot to be desired in the game's sake. I think that it gives me a sense of boredom. Just depresses me, which is kind of sad to say. But Fallout for a long time has depressed me, and now they've, it was like Fallout. Yeah, play some Fallout. I usually play it like, for 2 months, a year. Every so often I'll return to it, play it for a few weeks, and then accidentally stop recording. Oh shit. Every so often I sort of get bored of the games. I come back, I play them, and then my enthusiasm for them just fizzles out, and I don't want to play them anymore. So I move on to something else. The Fallout TV show makes me want to play Fallout more than ever. I have loaded up every single Fallout that I have on hand. I have loaded up Fallout 3. I have loaded up Fallout for New Vegas. I have loaded up Fallout 4 and even 76, and I'm just like, there's no content here. There's nothing for me to do or play. I want a new Fallout game, and I don't care what it is. I don't care if they just throw out another one. If they just like pick a random city in America, throw it in, throw the Fallout 4 engine and Fallout 76 engine, make it a single player, and throw it out. I don't care if you add anything new. I just want a new story, a new thing to explore, a new thing to play, a new thing to do in Fallout. We're not going to get another Fallout game for a really, really, really long time. And I think the Fallout TV show just sort of like ruins my expectations for what I thought the Fallout TV show was going to be. I've been searching for that fix. I'm not going to get another season until, records are saying not until at least next year. Very late, like sort of mid next year, this time next year. I don't want to wait that long. I want to see. There's nothing to tide me over. This new Fallout 76 content, it's boring. I don't like it. I know a lot of other people feel the same way. There's no fix for Fallout. There's nothing for me to do or for me to get to that point where I'm ready for another season. I'll be bored of it by then. And then by the time it comes around, I'll be like, oh yeah, for new Fallout season, let's watch it. Watch it all within this, a short amount of time. There's no Fallout, sort of thing ready for me to do. Which is why I have come to my announcement. My channel used to be, will still be, focused on gaming, which is all I wanted this channel to be. It was never supposed to be focused on Fortnite. I will be streaming for however long it takes for me to complete every single Fallout game that I have on hand, which includes Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4 with every ending. And every possible way to complete that game with all achievements. I will be streaming this, and I will be uploading videos about it as well. I'll probably be uploading videos about it as well. And if obviously a lot of people like this, and eventually I finish them all, Fallout 1 and 2. I am honestly very upset at the fact that these Fallout games, are not being released. Even if they just work with Fallout London, the people who were making Fallout London to sort of iron out some details, help the game run better or whatever, and then just release it as a standalone or a DLC, a paid DLC that's like, £30 or $25 or whatever. However much they sell it for, I will buy it and I will play it. The same as Fallout Miami. If they just fund these Fallout projects and allow them to do what they want to do and release them, in a playable state, I'm sure people will play them. Even if they say, oh, by the way, these are not canon. None of this is canon in any of these games. But, these are sort of offshoots like they were going to do with Fallout New Vegas. They were going to offer that as, oh yeah, this is what could have happened. This is what you could have experienced. I wouldn't care. I'd rather these people see, some sort of monetary gain from something they haven't had any money from, or actually probably spent more money than they're ever going to make on these mods, just for Bethesda to be like, oh yeah, nice, well done. Please, Bethesda, if you watch this video, if you watch this video at all, or if anyone else that works at Bethesda, please pitch the idea of creating a sort of Fallout fan club sort of thing, where you can dedicate a certain amount of money that will allow these mods to become playable content for people to play officially on Fallout games, and create them as paid DLC, paid creation club content, whatever you want to do. Just make these available. I want this to happen. I said the same with GTA 5 when I won't get into that actually. But yeah, please, Bethesda, Microsoft, whoever gets this, Phil, Spencer, whatever, whoever sees this, I really, really just want another Fallout game. It's all that everyone wants right now. You've built up hype for absolutely nothing. Most Fallout fans do not like 76. Most Fallout fans have played the single player games to death. They don't want to play more Fallout. They want to play new Fallout. Another game. Just call it Fallout London. Fallout, whatever. Name a city. Put a fucking Fallout game there. And I will play it. Everyone will play it. Release them like fucking Call of Duty. Just, release these things. People want to play. People want to play your games. You are passing up free money. You're saying no to money. What are you doing? You are stupid. If it was me personally, I'd be like, I'd do that. I'd absolutely spend, 60 to $80 million on this sort of projects, because even if they don't make a return, they'll keep your fans there. they'll keep them there. They'll allow people to continue to play these games. And honestly, it's just really annoyed me the fact that this TV show has built up so much hype and so much, sort of, Jesus Christ, my Fallout 4 just finished downloading. They've built so much hype around these games, and so much, put so many eyes on them, but the fans themselves are not interested. They're not interested in this stuff. And honestly, it's just ruined my time. And it's just put a really big downer for me on Fallout as a whole. Even though I spent a lot of money getting a lot of memorabilia that is currently up on my shelves, which you can't see. I'll make sure that in another video. But honestly, yeah, I just want another Fallout game. I don't want, these mods. I want actual substance. Something, please. Anything. Even if they just make Fallout 76 a single player experience. I want to play it, if I can play the game by myself without other people, I would do it. There's a lot of grinding that goes into that. It's also stuck on survival mode. I'm not really sure how that game works, so I might dive into it a little bit. Try and get into it again. But honestly, please. People just want to play your games. And I understand obviously Bethesda's working on a lot of things right now. For fuck's sake. Yeah, I know obviously Bethesda's working on a lot of things right now, but please, a message from me, and other fans they'll probably think the same thing. We missed Fallout, and we want another game. Or we want something. Please just give us fucking something. And that's all I have to say for this video. I wish you all the best, and thanks for watching. The amount of notifications I've had in this video is fucking ridiculous.